Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of DAO Envelop podcast. I'm your host, Eugene Crypto MC. And today's going to be continuing and exploring the Play to Earn Realm episode because I'm having Antonio Ramicello. He's the CEO of Crown Chaser. And this is a play and earn. And I love this phrasing out, not play to earn, because it sounds like a job, because play and earn. So we are not sacrificing the emotions of playing. This is an important moment. So, Antonio, it's great honor and pleasure to have you on our podcast. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Eugene. It's a pleasure being here with you.
Absolutely. So let's start with the story in Web3, because every person in Web3 had entered this space somewhere in his history. So how your story sounds like, how did you join in the space? Why have you already done? Tell us the story.
So basically, I started my journey in Web3 back in 2017. At the time, I was working with Google, and I was allocating some of my money in trying and experimenting by trading some crypto. Back in 2017, things were very wild. It was like the ECO time where there was a lot of projects popping up. And I had the pleasure to support some of them in the early stage. And this made me understand more in depth about the Web3, about the vision of the Web3 and the ideals of Web3. And let's say that I just fell in love with some of them. I totally agree with some of the battles that Web3, it's some of the things that Web3 is trying to change in the difference with the Web 2. And then in the 2021, I made the full switch to the Web 3 by first founding and then becoming a president of a Web 3 guild. Basically, Web 3 guilds, it's an organization where we try to empower players all over the world by giving them access to new economic opportunities. And then we started in Quantum Games, which is a game studio, and we are developing Crown Chaser.
So sounds amazing. Web3 Guild, is that an entity or is the community? Tell us more details about that. I will put the link in Web3 Guild, so if you give me in the description.
So basically, some games, some Web3 games back in the days, they had a very high barrier in order to enter. And not many people could afford that. But we have seen that there was a request to play those games. So basically, guilds, their rule was about sponsoring players by giving them opportunity to try out those games and even making some economic return over their gaming session. So exactly, it is a community where there is, I think now there are 10,000 members, and there is a community very active about games and Web3 enthusiasts, and we help them through scholarship by playing their favorite and games, Web3 games, basically.
Oh, amazing. So this is a sort of community of gamers who love gamers first, then who love entering Web3 realm. Okay, got it, understood. What excites you most, Antonio, in Web3? Revolution, interrupts, technology, people, money transferring, openness, borderless. What else? What excites you most?
Yeah, basically, I think that what excites me the most about the Web3 is about being a new frontier, right? So it's like, it's a new paradigm, it's a new technology. There is no playbook. So it's like everybody right now in the industry is trying to build. And it's fascinating that it's actually, we are creating the industry, there is people like you, like content creators that educate people. There are people like us that are trying to build the infrastructure or the content of the Web3. And this is, for me, super cool because actually it recalls like the internet days of 25 years ago, you see. So very excited to be part of this new technology.
Exactly. Recently, I recorded a podcast with Sharad Agarwal, the web veteran. He started in 1996 with the first presentation, 10 reasons why should you have first steps. So he's exactly, because he's a historian of web, he said that now he estimates the situation in Web3 like web had been in 1996 or 1997. This is the exact year of developing all the, and you know, I miss the internet developing the beginning of the internet, and now I don't want to lose my second chance there. That's why I entered Web3 space exact in 2017. I do remember this year, yeah, very well. And first of all, NFT came into the spotlight with CryptoKitties in the December. That's a very renowned story in the space. So tell us more about Crown Chaser. What is this game? What's the main idea? How did you come up with it?
So basically, before telling about Crown Chaser, I want to tell you that I think that we are a Generation 3 game. What does it mean, a Generation 3 games? We have different waves of game in the Web3 industry, right? So we have Generation 1, the first one, for us, example, CryptoKitties is one of the ones, Axie Infinity, that they are like proof of concept, right? It's like they are the ones at the frontier that have created all this this ecosystem, right? Then there are and they are more like a DeFi project with some gamify integration, you see. Then we have Generation 2 games, which they add some gameplay. So it's like they start to being fun, right? And start to entertain people. But they are lacking about the depth of the game economy, meaning that most of them, in order to be sustainable, they have to have always an influx of new players, right? Or else the economy starts crumbling. And then there is like Generation 3 of games, which I believe Crown Chaser belongs to. And it's about the perfect blend about being a fun game and a sustainable game. Because in Web3, it's not doing good games, great games, it's not enough. You have to have even an economy that supports the growth over time in a healthy way. So essentially, Crown Chaser, it's a multiplayer game. It's a tower defense one and a strategy one, where essentially every player, in order to start playing, they must build a deck of 8 cards. Once they have a deck of 8 cards, they will be transported inside the arena. And the goal inside the arena is to keep your towers alive while you try to destroy your opponent's towers. Each player has 3 towers, and there is a limited time. So the player who destroyed the most tower of the opponent wins the match, right? They can destroy the towers by placing cards that do damage or take damage. And yeah, basically this is like the core gameplay.
Okay, so how specifically non-fungible tokens or NFTs are used in Crown Chaser?
So basically, you know, the NFTs, they have some utility, because in order to start playing the game, I mean, you can start playing for free. It's a free to play, right? Then if you want to unlock the play and then future, you need to buy some cards that essentially they are NFTs. The difference between the normal cards, which are not NFTs, it's about the ownership that they represent too. Because if you have the characters which are NFTs, you can trade them inside the marketplace to other players. Something really interesting about our game, it's about the season. Each 3 to 4 months, we have new season, and with new season, there will be new contents. And basically, there are 2 ways to obtain new NFTs, new cards. One is by card packs that are sold directly by us, or else you can buy them from the marketplace, right, from other players. With every new season, the content of the card packs will be changing, right? So, for example, if you have the archer, which is a season 1 character, and let's say we are in the season 2, the only way for a player to obtain that specific character, that specific NFTs, is to buy it through the marketplace, because it won't be possible anymore to get it through the card packs, basically because our NFTs, instead of many others, we have a deflationary economy, meaning that over time, the number of the supply will be less and less available, right? So organically, it's like we try to make the value goes up because, demand and offer, and over time, there will be less and less available. That's meaning that it will take value since, each season, there are a limited number of cards available. Yes, basically this is. And then, inside our game, you have to merge those NFTs in order to make them more competitive. So for instance, if you have your character, which is level 1, if you want to make it level 2, you have to merge, you have to combine 2 cards of level 1, and as output, you receive a level 2 cards. What does it happen to the 2 level 1 cards? They get basically burned, they're removed from the supply. So even if there is a fixed number of NFTs available every season, this number over time will be less and less due to the upgrade mechanism which we have in place.
Good. Tell us briefly about Crown Shares, our team core members, roadmap, plans for 2022. Maybe you're hiring, so make all the statements and call to actions for now. Maybe somebody is hearing us and will be joined to Crown Shares.
So basically, the team is composed of 13 people. We have the business manager, business team that has experience in tech company like Google and TikTok, for example. While the production team, it's made from people that has experience in game production. In general, the work of the team in the past with the past games has been downloaded and enjoyed by more than 10 millions of people all over the world. So it's like we are the perfect blend between the Web3 layer. So it's like the business part of it. So it's like about the tokenomics, the sustainability, plus the expertise of the production team that know how to make a fun and entertaining game.
I recently heard a lot of critics into the side of Play to Earn. It has often been criticized, as I started in the beginning. So it is not playing first. It's like a job, like earning money. People play for earning money. So do you agree or not? How do you answer such a critique? And the phrase play and earn, maybe this is the answer of this critique. So guys, we're not playing for earn, we are playing and earning. So give us your opinion on that.
So basically, I think that since Web3 games, it's something really new. It's about people expectation, right? So it's like you have, when you are building a game, you have different kind of people interested in the game. You have like casual gamers that they play the game just few minutes or like 10 minutes per day. So it's like they play very casual. Then you have, for example, hardcore people that they plays like 1 hour, 2 hours per day, and they just enjoy to be competitive about the game. Web3, it's about adding new personas in those games. So it's like you have investors that they basically don't care about the game and they just want to flip, for making a profit, the NFTs and the NFT assets. Or else you have like the scholars, because it's something new, that basically they are empowered by a guilds, and guilds, it's like they try to get the best yield all over the games. So it's all about expectation. And the problem until now, I think, Eugene, it was about that games was missing the main focus. And the main focus of a game, it's not about delivering economic value, but it's about delivering entertaining value and emotional value, you see? And since those two things were missing, the only thing left was about the economic value. So that's why people, they don't really enjoy the game. It was like a side gig economy, a side gig job, you see. Why? Because there was actually lacking of fun. So people was not playing because they care about the game or they enjoyed the game. They just was playing because maybe they made an investment or like they know that there was this economic opportunity. But this is not sustainable, because if a game has, if everything that a game has to offer is the economic value, it cannot be sustainable, because in the market there will be always something fresh, something new. So like this, people will just jump from a game to another, right? Chasing the best ROI, return of investment, or like the best yearly yield. That's why I think that games must focus about delivering a product of quality. And when we talk about game, you say that you have a product of quality if it is like a fun game and an entertaining game, a catchy game, you see. And making those games actually require time, a lot of time, because you need you have a lot of people involved. You have like the creative team, you have 2D artists, 3D artists, you have animators. For instance, one of our character, in order, you know, to be made from the conceptual stage to the delivery stage, it takes like two months and a half, and we have 15 characters. So you can imagine that how long things requires. But that's fine, you know, because you have just one opportunity of launch and you want to make the perfect game. And actually, our game, it's a game made by gamers. In our team, everybody of us, we are gamers. So it's like internally we organize like gaming nights where we try new games, new concepts, and things like that. So essentially, it's like we are driven by providing an experience to the players, right? And until now in the market, this was missing and was underestimated. Everything was very focused about, okay, the economic layer with the Web3 integration. And this makes sense, of course, but we don't have to forget that games must be fun first and second, or else, as you say, and I totally agree with that, they are just like jobs, and that's it.
And let's not forget also that we are still on the early stage of the development of the technology, and the technology is neutral. The people just value subjective. If somebody values game for emotion, this is history, and if somebody values game for earning money. And the greatest achievement here, let's not forget that we, first time in the people's history, we are able to bring the economy incentives, economy motives, and economics into gaming, into digital realm. We had never had such an opportunity before that. And this is just a state of evolution. Somebody combines gaming with economics and perceiving play to earn. Somebody combines gaming first, then earning money, play and earn. And our whole life is such a gaming for emotions, or for earning everyday life from morning till night. This is philosophical.
To be honest with you, I want to add just one thing regarding this matter. Many people now think that like games in general, every kind of Web3 games, they feel like casinos, right? So it's like you enter inside, you spend some money trying to get more money than what you spent, right? But from my point of view, games should be seen like arcade games, you know? So it's like you go in this place, you spend some money, but you are having fun, right? And in return, you are getting those tickets from those machines that you can exchange for some price, right? But it's like the mindset. If you go to the casino, you go there because It's like I spend money because I want to get more money. If you go to the arcade with friends, right? For example, you go there because I want to spend money to get some entertainment, you know? And if it is possible, I want to go home with some nice prize, you know? And that's why I think that we have to switch from casino mind to arcade mind.
Definitely. And here an economist comes on the spotlight and says, so let's not forget, guys, that the main driving force of our life are emotions. First, we change our time for money, and then we exchange our money for some product will bring us emotions. There are long ways, there are short ways. I mean, you go to the casino or to game and receiving your changing your time for emotions. First, this like gaming works. And let's not forget about dopamine, because dopamine gives us an immediate satisfaction. Okay, so these are very interesting questions. So talking about going beyond gaming, we're talking about non-fungible tokens. These building blocks of Web3. How do you see the potential of non-fungible tokens to reshape our life and business, where its utility, how they will be used in the future? How and where? Give us a vision.
Well, like I said to you, we are very early, super early. So it's hard to forecast like what will be here from here to the next 10 to 20 years, right? So it's like, let's imagine that we are in 1996 and this is internet. Nobody will ever forecast like social media or like content economy. So it's very hard to forecast. But what I think my takes is about there will be a more focus about transparency, like everything will be like more open, will be like more connected together, and most of all it's about the true ownership, right? I give you an example. So for example, if you own a car, right, you can do multiple things with a car. For instance, you can drive it, you can rent it, you can like become an Uber driver, right? You can resell it to someone else. Basically you are the true owner of your car. So it's like you can do what you want within the laws, right? But when we talk about digital items, you are not a true owner. For instance, in many platforms, if, for example, I buy something inside a game, or like I buy, for example, a movie, I'm not able to resell it. I mean, it's against the EULAs. So it's like, I'm not the true owner. I cannot do many things about these things. I cannot share it with you, for example. I am not allowed to do it. While, for example, with cars, if I want, I can borrow it to you, right? For movies, for games, for assets, that is not possible. And this is something that NFTs in particular, it's possible to change, right? So about the ownership, this is something that I'm very looking forward for it. And something that I like with NFTs is about that we are switching focus about being business, about being like customer, focus on customers, and rather being focused on community. Because actually community in Web3 and NFTs become really stakeholders about the project themselves. It's actually, we're talking again about ownership. It's like they own piece inside the economy and the ecosystem. And this is something very fascinating, because currently it's like people, basically they're customer to a business, while in Web3 they become active part, you know. So it's like they provide feedback in order that help the project, the ecosystem to grow. They help shaping the whole ecosystem, and actually they become even owners through the ownership of like NFTs and tokens.
Well, and you have pronounced the exact necessary word, ownership. And this is the simplest explanation of what Web3 is. Remember that in Web 1, we were able just to read websites. In Web 2, we have become able or have been able to write social media and so on and so forth. So information sharing. And Web 3 had an opportunity to own assets, and NFT just a representation of the form of owning something in the real life. Any lawmaker, any jurists now that the world is divided into fungible things, such as the ton of oil or something, a brick, typical, or and non-fungible things, unique things. And NFT is just representation of any unique thing which are surrounding us in the real world, just in the digital world. That's quite easy. So, and we own this thing. And you know, a lot is being said the last time because people were so disappointed of lack of utility of NFTs, and then the term selling JPEGs was invented those times. They had enabled such a feature called Smart NFT, or NFT of the second generation. This is quite a simple thing. In particular, Envelop has been developing such a thing. Imagine NFT, simple NFT of the first generation. Then we add some fungible tokens as a collateral for price predictability, and then we wrap it up with a new set of features such as time block, event block, rental mechanics, royalties, and so on and so forth. And we get the solution which fits to dozens of use cases, especially for play to earn. For example, it enables renting an NFT. It wasn't possible before. I want to ask you about, how do you see this concept useful? Do you find it useful, and how exactly this form of smart NFT or dynamic NFT or NFT 2.0? Give us your thoughts on that.
Well, NFTs, it's like controversial topic because it's like people either love it or hate it, right? There is no in between. But NFTs, after all, are technologies, and technologies can't be like good or evil by themselves. It's about the utilize that you do about it. And for the moment, the utilization of NFTs, it's about, yeah, mostly JPEGs and, you know, monkeys, things like that. But I think that for the moment, it's like, again, we are still in a phase of early stage. So it's like we are still figuring out things, right? About the utility that it can have, I'm pretty sure, and of course, it can be more than just, let's say, poor art, because it's important, of course. But we are seeing a lot of use case. For instance, for example, in games, they represent true ownership, no? But this can be applied on multiple things. For example, even about, let's take about the example of the car, right? So it's like, I've read some things that they're trying to tokenize real life items. For instance, I own a car, for example, I can tokenize this car, and whoever owns these NFTs, right, it's the true owner of this car. So essentially, and the user case, it's even deeper, because basically whenever you are going to do like the service for the car, it's like you cannot change the odometer, like you cannot change how many kilometers the car has, or like you can see like the past history, the full history of the car, like if there have been any accident, or if there is insurance, or like it is involved in some criminal activity. So about we can add the NFT layers on top of things, not only about verify the ownership, but about even having like a true history about the asset behind the NFTs. So it's like about having the true state of facts, the matter of the facts about an item, let it be like a car or like a house or whatever. You know, it's like that. This is something that we are trying to explore in general as industry, and I can see that this can become like the normality again in 10, 20 years.
Absolutely agree with you. Now we have a tool to represent an asset with a history of it appearing on in the essence of his life and so on and so forth. And that's amazing. That's really amazing. We will see what use cases of this technology will bring us in upcoming 5 to 10 or 20 years. So Antonio, finally, what's the best way to join the crowdchaser community, to start playing and to follow you on the internet, to get in touch with you if it is needed?
So if you guys, someone is interested to join Crown Chaser, it's just want to know a bit more about the project, we have a website, crownchaser.com. And most importantly, we have an active community on Discord. Just now, in those days, we have like a drowning contest. So it's like community, it's like drowning some of our character, which is like pretty cool, to be honest with you. And yeah, if they want to reach us, they can do through our Discord, or like if they have some inquiries about the game, or just their builder like us, they can get in touch with me at antonio@crownchaser.com. Yeah, that's pretty much everything. So I hope to see you around.
Absolutely. So needless to say that you may find all the links in the description of this video. Antonio is also been tagged in the social media where you have found this podcast. So Antonio Ramicello, the CEO of Crown Chaser, a play and earn video game, and me using CryptoMC, where do thank you for watching and listening. Please like, share, subscribe, join every moment, because it is not still late. We are in early stages. Remember, like you were on the internet, if somebody were saying to you that, if you remember, if you in 1996 and somebody were saying to you, so in the 2010 or 2020, we would have a Facebook or social media uniting billions of people, you wouldn't believe him. And just take into consideration that we don't know even know how the ability to own digital assets, which Web3 enables us, where it will bring us in the near future. So this is our opportunity for all the 8 billion people in the world. Thank you very much for watching and listening. See you on the next episode of DeWeb podcast. Bye-bye. Blockchain. BLOCK chain. Digital money, smart contracts, NFT, IDO, decentralization, transparency. So many opportunities, but so many challenges. Some financial manipulators, by their actions, confuse blockchain solutions and block their development. The idea that the blockchain should bring copyright and royalties protection to the next level is quite old, but the realizations of these ideas are not perfect at all. There is another problem of determining the value of a particular cryptocurrency or NFT. These and other problems need to be solved. Fortunately, the blockchain infrastructure is evolving. My name is E, Mr. E, and I represent the Envelop project. Many things have already been invented in the blockchain today. Tokens, smart contracts, platforms for creating your own coins, NFTs, exchanges for buying, selling, and exchanging all these blockchain resources. Envelop is another step in the development of crypto technologies. The protocol that works with NFT and cryptocurrencies. The idea is simple but disruptive. Let's assume you have an NFT, Bitcoin and Ethereum. Using the Envelop protocol, you can wrap the original NFT accompanied with several tokens. Technically, you get a similar NFT, but what is the breakthrough here? Once wrapped, the token has a number of additional features that were not available before. The minimal cost appears. It is provided with coins wrapped together with NFT. An asset wrapped with Envelop has a number of properties that allow the original author to receive royalties from the resale of that asset. Various rules can be applied to the wrapped token. For example, a lock period for unwrapping. It secures the asset till the determined moment, or safeguards it from speculation during the hype period. At the same time, wrapped tokens can be transferred and traded. These are just some of the scenarios for using Envelop. NFTs become more popular, and the tools provided by Envelop expand the opportunities of NFTs utilization. Wide application possibilities are achieved due to the fact that, in addition to the protocol, the project includes a number of subsystems. The protocol provides functions wrapping and unwrapping. Oracle Mechanics provides asset valuation using analytical algorithms. Index provides a summary assessment of several NFT assets with the common criteria. The project has its own token, which connects all elements of the system. Altogether, This is Envelop, a tool in the blockchain world for building modern and secure systems in various fields. Find more info about the project on the website. Envelop. Make your NFT valuable. Just practical, no hype.